you're kind of allowed the benefit of going down to bed and getting up in the morning whenever you damn well please. And it's like 8 a.m. here, which for me is early because I usually get up at 10. So forgive me if I sound a little off in this particular video. But I figured I might as well do this while I'm fresh in the day, so because I usually do them late at night. So this time around, we're getting, yes, another double build Power Rangers review. Basically, the only reason I do a double build is because individually a set may not be all that interesting. Putting them together will give me more material to work with. And since these two never appear or are mentioned in Power Rangers RPM, that doesn't really give me much to work with, except to say the fact that here they are. So, here they are. The Chrome Prowler Tiger Zord and the Engine King Eagle Zord. Let's start with this guy first. How ironic is it that I know more about fictional vehicles than I do about real ones? This is the 2008 Toyota Prius, those popular all-electric vehicles. This was one of the first commercially viable all-electric vehicles. Actually, now that I think about it, I actually have a rather healthy knowledge of Washington State ferries, but I doubt I'll be doing a toy review of those anytime soon. A little PVC antenna sitting up here, PVC side view mirrors. So, yeah. I know ordinarily I do these transformations starting with whatever mode they're in out of the box, but whatever. Transformation on these guys are dead simple. Oh yeah, the doors can open up, but you know, just reveals some stuff in there. I like this part right here. Watch this. Whoop. Whoop. Tee tee. Very, very simple transformation, especially on this guy. But it's not a bad transformation. It's not a boring transformation. It's simple enough. Kids will get it right off that. And there you have the Chrome Prowler Tiger Zord in, well, Zord mode. I know. They call it a Tiger Zord, but it doesn't really look like a tiger to me. Big problem I have with this set is the weapon here, the blaster, whatever they are. Very flat. It's just you know, carved relief, whatever it is, which is kind of boring. Although these legs have some pretty nice detail on them. I also like how these ribbed sections here, if you want to call it that, these stripes, I guess, these tiger stripes, actually conforms a little bit to this the lower stripes here. Again, molded detail, which is completely detail-less on the back. It's actually quite flat, you can see. But you know, they put a rocket engine on a tiger, whatever. These back legs are pretty lame. I still can't figure out what the hell these are supposed to be. I've never seen a tiger with those before. But again, there's a little bit of nice detail on the back legs. These legs don't pose very well, though. Unfortunately, the transformation, because it is so simple, the legs are still together. They couldn't have folded those panels together or something. You tell on the inside, nothing special. In order to pose this guy, you actually have to separate these, because they just tab together and that's it. They don't snap or anything. Those hip joints are actually quite tight. And then, you know, you can play around with this, and you can get this way back here. So, back legs, posing is meh. It's just kind of due to transformation only. Front legs, unfortunately, get spoiled by the spoilers or whatever these are right here. They only go forward and back a little bit. You can twist the leg in and out a little bit, which will dramatically increase the range. And the head, again, transformation joint allows you to do that. And the joint on this can never decide if it's being too tight or too loose. Has a tendency to do that. And tail, whatever. Tail's in kind of a lame place anyways. It's way back here rather than back here. That's posability and details of the Chrome Prowler Tiger Zord. And now on to the next set. The Engine King Eagle Zord is based on the 2008 Toyota Camry, which is a standard four-door sedan, blah, 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 blah. I have to say, though, the detail in these two car modes, with the exception of panel lighting, which isn't as obvious on the Eagle Zord, they're actually quite accurate from what I can tell. Assuming, of course, I didn't get the model types wrong. These could be 2009 versions, because that's when RPM came out, but, you know, not bad, not bad. No antenna, though. Although the PVC side view mirrors, again, and undercarriage cable. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. While you can open up the doors on the Eagle Zord, you're pretty much opening up the whole side of it. By the way, one trick that's not very clear in the instructions is you actually, right here is where the wing joint is. What you actually have to do is, ah crap, I resealed it, sorry. What you actually have to do is pull it outwards a little. You have to make it go this direction, just a little, like a quarter inch or something, and then you can pull the wing out, okay? Not very clear in the instructions. I will say though, these do tab in quite nicely, but you still have to remember to do that. I'll leave the wings for a little later. Transformation on this guy is a bit more involved. Things are attached a bit better. And, oh yeah, I don't have to do that yet. The windshield's another section you have to... Some of these tabs are really, really tight. It is surprising. So, you just pull that out of there, set that back, and deal with that. The feet, it's a little tricky remembering where how the ankles work and how this thing twists around, so don't worry, you'll get it. If I'd filmed these starting in Zord mode, I could have answered some of those questions, but because it is, well, now it's 8:30, can't really show that to you. Head. I really like, it's not that I almost said landing gear. It's not that the front wheels just hang like this, but you actually have to tilt them at an angle, which I really like, because then actually fill out that torso quite nicely. I thought that was a nice touch. Tail is what it is. Put these out, unpeg these, and you'll have to guess where to stop these because, well, they actually open up quite a bit. And there you have the Engine King Eagle Zord in Zord mode. Wow, he takes up a lot of camera space, doesn't he? Whew. Unlike the Tiger Zord, the Eagle Zord actually has a decent bit of detailing on it. The head, neck, very well done, actually. Though why has he got little twofers? He's got little teeth on there. I guess it's a prehistoric eagle, you know? Especially the wing panels. Those are actually rather nice. These outer wing segments are also made of PVC, as are these lower segments. The back of the wing, surprisingly, has some nice detail on it. Well, the thing I like, let me see if I can get that. Yeah, even the inner panel up here has nice detailing on it. Which, that's actually surprising for a toy that doesn't actually appear in the show. Although, you know, there's a lot of crap sitting right there, but whatever. But the tail also has nice detailing on it. It's just curved at a nice angle. But, and unlike the Tiger Zord, I actually like, or prefer, how flat this is. But there is a lot of kibble hanging out on the bottom. The, strictly transformation, of course, the tail can move up and down. So, The only genuine posability you get in this guy is in the legs, which can go outwards, surprisingly. It can also go forward and backwards at the hips. But again, nice detail. I'm trying to figure out, though, and it's not part of the transformation, there's a big old hole right there. I guess they were too cheap to put I don't know, a plastic cover or something in there, but just a random hole sitting there. Anyways, yeah, back to the legs. Legs have some nice detailing as well. Even on the bottom, which, okay. You want to talk about, though, speaking of kibble, the kibble actually covers up some of the detail on the upper legs as well. And, of course, because of the transformation, you get not one, not two, but 3 axes of ankle joint, or 3 axes of movement for the ankle joint, which is surprisingly awesome. You don't get a lot of posability, though, anywhere else. Transformation joint, transformation joint, transformation joint. So, posing options, posability, it's too early in the morning. Yeah, this guy poses pretty well, and the detail's pretty sweet. There actually was a 3rd Transforming Beast Sword set designed, but I've never heard of anybody who actually saw it in stores or actually got it, and that was the Toyota Tundra Elephant Zord. It was like, I think it's like Tundra Tracker Elephant Zord, something like that. I can't remember what it is. It's been too long since it came out, and I don't really care. I actually was interested in getting it, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So all I have are these two. I don't know how many Power Ranger fans are aware of this, but there's this other competing franchise which is known as Transformers, And a couple of years ago, they came out with a toy line called Alternators, where they had real-world trademarked vehicles that would transform into, well, robots in disguise. And one of them that came out was based on a Jaguar, or a Panther, or something like that. It transformed into a cassette tape about yay big. It was called Ravage. Anyways, yeah, it's impossible to call this a tiger, because it just looks so much like Ravage. Hell, it is Ravage. That's no tiger. That's bull. That's a panther. Doesn't really copy the transformation, but he does have blasters hanging out. So, the transformation on these two is not too bad. It's a little... I don't know, there's some little conflicting parts here and over here, and you have to take time for some other things. It's probably just tolerances and just... I don't know what it is. It's not bad. Believe it or not, these are not bootleg quality. I mean, believe it or not, it is Bandai America standard. It's cheap, but it's not bad. But, probably the worst part of the Chrome Prowler Tiger Zord, just gotta call it Tiger Zord, is, there's no detail in here. Legs are kind of hollow, but, that doesn't bother me. This is really flat, has no surface on it. Come on, that, probably the most disappointing part was right there, because it just doesn't have any detail. And the paint applications are also on the simple side in Zord mode, but I guess I shouldn't complain about that too much. I suppose I just like the paint applications on the Eagle Zord a lot more. There's only two colors that are used. I mean, there's primarily, there's red and black, and there's a little bit of silver all around. And then there's brown here, although the turn signals are orange. They don't have orange anywhere else, so that is kind of nice. But they actually took some consideration into it. They didn't have to paint these wing segments. They didn't in back, but the color design that they have here works well with only two colors of plastic. This has black and kind of a pearl white. This is black and red. So it just, I don't know why, but I just feel that the Eagle Zord has a lot more effort put into it. I mean, yeah, it has a little kibble on the tail on the side of the legs, but that's it. But the detailing on the Eagle Zord is clearly superior. Yeah, there's some nice stuff on the legs here and the face here, but that's not really enough when you compare it to the Eagle Zord. You got detail here, you got here, in here, under the kibble, on the tail, and the back of the wings. Like, ordinarily that would just be crap, plain plastic, but no, they actually put detail back there. That's nice. By the way, these hip joints are way too tight. It's kind of unfortunate they didn't put... Posability in these guys is going to be simple. I mean, that's just how it works. But, again, it's not quite bootleg quality. It's simple, but it's not bad. I don't know. I guess it just kind of biased towards the Eagle Zord because it just looks awesome. Very, Actually, I don't know what to compare this to. There is no Transformers equivalent. He's not Laserbeak, because Laserbeak was never made into an Alternators set. Actually, it kind of reminds me a little more of King Ghidorah from the Godzilla film franchise, which ironically I got to see in a movie last night, in one of those late-night local film blah shows, whatever they're called, old matinees or whatever they are, late night, 1 a.m. I was bored out of my mind. I had to do something. So, yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing, though. This is just kind of a half-assed Panther, Tiger wannabe thingy. But this, I don't know why, it just feels a little more... It just looks a little better. The tail thing was kind of lame, and the joint sticking out the back, whatever. But it does feel a little more solid. You know what? It does look like a kaiju. Like, you could actually imagine a guy in a rubber and fiberglass suit walking all over the studio, or all over fiberglass and cardboard city. Like, you can actually picture something like that happening with this. If you ignore that they transform into little cars and things like that, it does kind of work out that way. But at least there's quality consistency between the two sets. The car modes, the vehicle modes on both of them, the Prius and the Camry, very nicely detailed. Yeah, they don't have fake license plates. They've got the name of the vehicle on the license plate, but, they got the trademark there, blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually surprised that Bandai America would actually go to the trademark brand vehicles well in order to fend this off. I mean, they're not just science fiction-y fantasy vehicles that, oh yeah, just so happen to change into animal-shaped robots. No, they actually used trademarked vehicles. So that was kind of interesting. It's also kind of weird, though, considering that Power Rangers RPM is a post-apocalyptic storyline. So how do modern-day vehicles fit into that? I don't know. They just, there they are. It would have been kind of interesting, though, if they'd had the budget for it, to have these guys rendered as little CGI drones that were running around all over Corinth City. Dr. K could send them out as reconnaissance or as distractions or something like that. If they'd had the budget, that would have been kind of interesting. Okay, so I've been rambling on longer than I've actually been doing reviewing. Chrome Prowler Tiger Zord. I'm probably going to put it back in the box. I'm not thrilled with it, but the Engine King Eozord actually has a good vibe to it, so I'd recommend getting this, because it just feels blatantly superior. Okay, inside joke time. The phrase Engine King was not randomly cobbled together. Engine King is the translated name for the Engine Gatai Engino from the 2008 Super Sentai series Engine Sentai Goranger, which would eventually become the high-octane Megazord from Power Rangers RPM. I don't know why they did it, but I did, lol. And finally, I must pass my thanks one last time on to Vivian from the Rogers Group for providing these samplers for me to review. I say finally because, well, the Rogers Group ended its contract with Bandai America 2 years ago, and I won't be getting any more samplers directly from them. So, one last time, thank you very much, Vivian. It was appreciated. Wait a minute, 2 years ago? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this review does prove that it is possible to forget that you're working on something for 2 years on CollectionDX.com. You should see the size of the cache that we have of unpublished reviews on CDX. It's 3 pages long, I kid you not. It's ridiculous. So these two have actually been collecting dust for the last 2 years now. I don't know why I didn't get around to reviewing them. They're so simple. But, yeah, it is possible to forget that you actually have a review in the cache and then forget to publish them. That does happen. And so this will definitely be my last review for Power Rangers RPM. Now, as you all know, my style usually is, while the credits run so that you don't get bored to death, I actually play the primary theme song to whatever show or movie I'm reviewing. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a clean copy of the sucktacular Power Rangers RPM theme song, so I'm just going to have to go with my theme song, because I don't want to get another virus downloading it free off of the internet. This is Ava Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com, signing off.